GloryDaze, the best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova.
With Merlin Car Auctions, with 2 car auctions weekly, Tuesday and Friday mornings at 10:30. See merlin.ie.
Nice one indeed.
Nice one indeed. Look at that. Here we go again. And it's a bank holiday weekend.
Bank
and all
holiday
of that.
Podcast.
Holy flipping fart in a bucket. We're off again. They finally have returned. Jim McCabe is as happy as a child in a child stuffed a child-like shop. So he is.
In a toy shop mixed with a sweet shop.
Yes, he is. That's
everything.
how happy he
Absolutely.
is. Yeah, it's amazing.
Even though, I have to say, look, an early bank holiday, every bank holiday is a good bank holiday.
Isn't it just?
An early one in the year, a very, very good idea. I'm glad it's very much around. This one, for some reason, because the weather's been shown for so long, and the fact that it's supposed to be over the bank holiday weekend.
It's not getting any better by the looks of things. Yeah,
it has put a bit of a weird kind of blanket on it.
Oh, it's a pain in the flute. It's a fucking drag, isn't it? Like, it's just been wet for so long.
It's so, yeah, I mean,
will not
PJ
stop
has
being wet.
struggled with soggy bottom syndrome for ages now.
Months now.
Yeah.
Well, not months. Look at that, the exaggeration. But this whole month I've been soggy. Soggy is a soggy old soggy.
Like, it's just like,
soggy as a soiled pair of underpants I've been all month. It's been such a pain in the flying flute of life.
So hopefully things will start to change now that spring is almost here.
It's not spring. February isn't spring. I don't give a shite what anybody says. February is still winter.
You take your meteorological kind of qualifications and stick them where the sun
and stick them up
forgot
and
to
stick
shine.
them where the sun isn't shining because it's still not. It's springtime.
Oh man. Anyway, look, we'll hope that it gets better or whatever.
Let's hope.
There was a story that we didn't get a chance to do on the show during the week.
Yeah, God.
And it's a shame to let it slide. So we said we might throw it in here.
We have to. It's all about the outdated slang terms that we used to have for a bit of what we have called in the show indoor camping, which is outdated and it's brand new.
You do realise you're on the podcast now. It's literally the Wild West of the internet. You're allowed to say the word sex.
That's true. For outdated terms for sexual relations between couples or anyone.
He's literally a minute ago he's effing and blinding, and then he goes, for what we like to call the indoor car. He goes all coy.
Well, you have to have some decorum, Jim, even if it is an odd time. You have to have some decorum when you're talking about.
Wow. This is kind
love
of because
attraction and the ghoulies.
Sadly, we have to confess to being old enough, obviously, to remember when these things were used.
I swear to God, I do remember when some of these. Now, I do remember them. Now, it would have been our dads and all. Although I suppose back when Jim was starting dating, I suppose, I
think you'll find we called it courting in those days.
And he might say, would you fancy a bit of nookie?
Nookie.
Yeah, Nookie's a real old one, isn't it?
Nookie's, yeah.
And then there was.
I think they were having nookie.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, they're up there making nookie, all that. And then How's Your Father was another one.
That's a famous
How's Your
one.
Father.
That's
I remember that very well, yeah.
I always kind of associated that, though, more of a country thing.
Did
you?
Yeah.
I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah.
In the,
They're up there now. Not
that I'd know, considering I never spent any time in the country.
They have two girls in the family now, and if he wants to pass on the farm, they'll have to do a bit of How's Your Father.
Because that was always
back when
somebody was trying to tell you, like, they were up there. They were, a bit of How's Your Father,
I'll tell you something. He gave himself a right knee trembler there.
That's right. Early morning knee trembler.
Yeah, the knee trembler. That's another Dublin one. But some of them just seem so British to me, and they were because I guess we got a lot of those terms from watching British movies, like the Carry On movies and stuff. You know? So when you hear things like a bit of old rampy pampy, hey,
that's
it
very
makes you
English.
think. And hanky panky, it's very English, isn't it?
Again.
It's like go get yourself in here. We have a bit of hanky panky.
Because obviously these terms came about for the same reason you invented indoor camping and bedroom amoratics.
Bedroom amoratics.
Or whatever it is you used to say in the show when you didn't want to say sex to small ears.
Yeah, I'd say,
Obviously, in those days, again, if you wanted to, they didn't want to say sex. So all those sitcoms and whatever.
Getting the leg over and all. I still don't understand that one. Getting the leg over what? Over so the other leg, is it? Is it?
Don't have me explain the physicalities of it.
Getting your leg over. So you're standing there, right? I said, do you want to get the leg over? What? Where? We're standing up. I don't know where the leg. What it goes over, I suppose, is what I'm saying to you,
wow.
And a good seeing
too. This man's
too.
a father, by the way.
A
good seeing too.
And a good seeing too, I got a jolly good seeing too, so I did. My wife is great. She gives me a jolly good seeing too on the first Monday of every month. I'll tell you, that's the backbone of a relationship right there, you know.
Oh, man.
It's in the calendar. You know, after I get the month's bonus, I get a jolly good seat.
I assume, so these are no more.
People don't use them anymore. People, I can't think of any modern ones, actually. I don't think it's much more sort of in your face now.
I was just about to say that the modern ones, even if there is modern ones, they're not really
having the ride.
Yeah, well, exactly.
You know.
They're kind of. They might be slang for it, but they're not the. They're you know, some of them are they're a bit more full on.
There's no innuendos, really. You know, you know what I mean. They mean what they mean. There's no sort of double entendres.
Yeah, exactly. They're not trying to be, you know, polite about it or spare anything.
Yeah, it's
the
like,
way hanky panky or rumpy pumpy might have been.
It's like the old Brendan O'Carroll joke. Like, where are they gone? He says, they're gone up the STAIRS.
Yeah,
for the fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's that stupid old thing. You know, so it's much more sort of blunt and blatant. I think I liked it the old way. Come here now. I can ask you this as the father of young children. Obviously, I know your kids are too young that they wouldn't necessarily pick up on the words. But are you going to end up getting to that stage now where you have to start doing the whole spelling out and thinking of? I'm already doing that.
You know, thinking of explanations for things you don't want to particularly.
I'm already doing it.
Are you?
Yeah, but thankfully, so far it's just things like ice cream. You know.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. You know, and yogurt. For some reason, you can't say yogurt. It's like saying walk in front of a dog. You know. Like
what, they go mad for yogurt?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, yogurt is there, like sort of
catnip.
It's like saying pints to Jim on a bank holiday Monday. Yeah, that's their catnip. So I'm already doing a bit of spelling things out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but that's for foodie stuff, right?
Yeah,
but like if it gets to the
activities, you can't say playground.
Yeah,
you know, things like that.
But you think it'll ever get to the stage now where you have to have one of the adult conversations with somebody else, another adult, and you have to be careful that the kids are.
I don't think so, because I'm not allowed to do that anymore. So I can't. You know, I don't think so.
You're not allowed have an adult conversation?
No, I'm not allowed to have them.
You can't find another adult. I can't think
of anything to speak to an adult about. You know,
there's no adult who can engage in conversation.
Yeah. I can't imagine what we talk about.
I just think it puts a lot of pressure on you.
As in talking about.
In having to be able to spell everything.
What was I talking about?
Because doesn't Eric tell that great story?
Yes, he does. Because his kids got into that thing where. They realised he was doing that spelling things around them, so they wouldn't know what he meant. But then they realised how to spell, and they learned how to spell and how to read over time in school. But because they were only learning, they tend to get it wrong sometimes. So they would do things like, hey DAD ILOVEU, and he'd be like, thanks so much, I love you. So, all these things would happen.
Yeah, and then there was that instant in McDonald's.
And then he went into McDonald's. And he went into McDonald's and he said, I'll get 2 Happy Meals and whatever for myself. And the kid goes, don't forget, Dad, when we come to McDonald's, we're allowed to get a bit of COCK. And he was like, no. COKE. You know, no. Yeah. And then there was another fella who I told you about who went in to cinema, and the kid asked for cock porn instead of popcorn.
Cock porn,
which is sort of it's a very different genre.
It is a different.
It's a different genre.
It's a different acquired taste.
Yes,
that one.
yeah.
It has to be said.
So it's tough.
No, I'm just curious because whatever about the spelling thing, you'll have to do, or maybe you'll end up doing that thing, you know, where people say something but they sort of mouth it. It's like went into hospital to have his and really affected.
Yes.
Willie
was affected, yeah.
Well, so he had to have an operation on his genitals.
He had to have his ghoulies removed. And like, he what? He had to have his ghoulies taken off from the bin. He put ghoulies in the bin. Yeah. And then there's some other ones. John Henderson's a great story when he was a young fella, right? So he once used a very bad word, right? And he says, do not ever say the C word again. His mother told him, do not ever say the C word, right?
Right.
It's a very bad word. And he was like, right. Knew what it meant, and he was regretful of it, and he didn't want to upset his mother or whatever. And then he found out his uncle had died from cancer. And that was referred to as the big C. Now, he got confused.
Dear God.
So he got confused. He didn't really understand.
So he thought his uncle died from a big...
Yeah, and he said, what did he die of? And they said, he died from the big C. And he was like, Mother of God.
It must have been enormous.
He says, at least he died with a smile on his face.
Dear God.
And that's it, yeah.
Wow.
So you have to be very clear with kids. You forget how literal kids can be, so you have to be very, very clear.
And you know what's weird as well? Like, did your folks swear around you when you were growing up?
They would say things like, there's no fucking language in this house. I would get that.
Brilliant.
Don't you say shit. I'll slap the flipping fucking.
Because I have to say,
and you'd be like, you're saying it.
My folks never swore.
Did they not? Yeah.
No.
My ex's short family were like that.
Until like kind of.
Even a shit or a shite, they wouldn't say.
Much later in my life, once in a blue moon, me dad might let an old sort of like F this thing slip.
Yes,
or whatever.
Very
rare, which is weird, because like, I mean, obviously we grew up in Finglas and they were both originally city centre, inner city centre, whatever. So
it's
so
kind of no airs and graces.
Not at all. They just wasn't
polite people.
Yeah, swearing wasn't a thing.
Yeah, they just didn't do it. Yeah.
I, of course, now I'm well and truly making up for it.
Oh yeah.
I told you the story. I got accused of swearing posh once.
You did tell me that, yeah. Which is hilarious, yeah.
It wasn't swearing posh. It was the emphasis. No, if you're saying something like, would you go and fuck off or whatever?
And they went, let's do it, fuck.
And they thought I was saying fuck.
Would you fuck off? Look at him. Look at Mr. Fox.
He even swears posh.
He says Fox Rock when he wants to say fuck off. It's gas, isn't it? Because everyone's posh to someone. That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
No matter what you do, there's people that look at you and say people that hear my voice and say, "Jeez, he sounds like a foghorn fella." Remember when I started on the radio, a woman texted into the show and says, "I can't even understand what that Dublin idiot is saying. His accent is so ridiculous." And all that. And she was, wow, and yet at the same time, in other circles, people would go, listen to you, mister.
Yeah.
Private.
Yeah, wasn't your big words, no.
Look at you with your bleeding elongations. So there is no perfect. No matter who you are, you're judged from both sides. It's just And
the other thing is now, swearing is kind of, it's seen differently. Like you have people like Stephen Fry coming out and saying, endorsing it.
How it makes you, it's actually more language makes you more articulate and not less articulate.
Yeah.
And how it's a great use of certain words is great to exacerbate a situation.
Exactly.
And they shouldn't be sneered upon.
And but mind you, the weird thing about Stephen Fry is he could be using swear words and you wouldn't even know they were swear words.
That's true,
There's something out of Greek mythology or something.
Yeah.
Or a Shakespearean play.
Yeah.
They're off there making the beast of two backs,
And you'd be like,
sorry, what?
What's that
you
there?
mean having the ride?
Do you mean a cockroach? Yeah, and that's it. Yeah,
slightly different there now.
It is slightly different when he does it, as opposed to someone going, "You shut your cake, that shit mouth on your face." It is different. Yeah, it is different.
Do you think you'd be? No, you wouldn't. I was going to say, do you think you'd be iffy about your kids if Milo and Stevie end up like I suppose if they come home from creche effing and blinding, you might raise an eyebrow.
Well, yeah, I was trying to teach him what a beach was,
right?
And he started calling them bitches,
right?
And that did make me laugh. Like he goes,
obviously,
can we go to the bitch? I'll go bitch.
I want bitch. Don't we all?
I want to go to the bitch. I want to go to the bitch. And it did make me laugh. But I suppose if he was saying it with intent, I wouldn't be happy about it.
Right. Even you.
Even me.
Wow, hard to believe.
I know.
Yeah.
They do say you become your father, and I guess that is true. I can't see myself turning around to them one day and saying, "There's no fucking language in this house." Shut your mouth, you shitheads. Stop using courses.
Yeah, little bastard.
You shower of pricks.
Wow.
So that'll probably be me, because I'm a living contradiction of everything. There's no consistency, as you know.
That's surely everybody is. Everybody is.
Yeah, to some degree.
They all have their standards in one area and then completely different to something
completely
else.
Different in the other area. And that'll be it. As long as they don't start doing something that's too posh, eating with a knife and fork or anything like that.
Yeah, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it? If you took them to task over the fact of look at you forgetting your roots.
Yeah.
Where do you think you're going there with your napkin?
Well, look at you all there, look.
Why can't you just swear like every other kid?
Look at you cutting up your food and everything. Hey, what's wrong with you? You always cut up your food. Well, I stopped. Yeah.
Wow. Because didn't you say, who was it had the conversation? Was you had the conversation about the idea that, your kids potentially, because you're originally from that whole Marino, Fairview, Clontarf, whatever, all that sort of kind of, there's every possibility that just because of the environment, they could end up in the rugby club or the tennis club.
Oh, yeah, there's every possibility.
Or whatever, all that sort of stuff. So they could actually end up in,
cricket or something.
In the right sort of circles.
Yeah, they could end up in the right, and they'd be mortified by me. That's very true. That's very possibility.
I'll drop you up to the... no, I'll walk down.
I'll come up on the motorbike. Don't keep that shabby piece of shit away from me and Fionn and Schnochter. I don't want to see it. You know, Fionn Tom's dad drives a fully electric Volvo around. I don't want him to see you.
Yes, a fully electric Volvo he
Yeah,
drives.
he drives a fully electric Volvo, and there's you in your shabby pants, smelling of sweat and reeking of chocolate. I don't want to see you near me. Schnockta thought you were a homeless person the last time you came to his birthday party. He thought I had hired a bodyguard, a pensioner bodyguard. I was absolutely fucking mortified.
Don't use
Seriously.
that language in this house.
Don't use that fucking language in this house.
GloryDaze. The best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim.
With Merlin Car Auctions. Save thousands when you buy your next car at trade prices with merlincarauctions.ie. Radio Nova.
There's a story that emerged today, right, of, people get to a certain age and bits of them need changing, you
Yeah.
know. And Elton John has come
Elton
up
John.
with a sort of it's an unusual way of hanging on to his bits.
Yeah, he had to get his kneecaps off a while ago. He revealed now that he turned his kneecaps into a fashion accessory. So he got his kneecaps off.
When you say kneecaps off, I assume you mean a replacement as opposed to him going around without any kneecaps, is it?
Well, I don't know. It says when he had them removed. I suppose that makes more sense. It'd be hard to do a show and dance when you've no knees. Wouldn't it? Be very Jake the Peg.
Well, literally, I'm still standing because I can't sit down.
Because I can't sit down again. Yeah. So that's it. But he says he got them removed. The left one first and then the right. And he asked the surgeon, could he keep the kneecaps? And he said the surgeon was like, what would you want with them? And he's like, well, I'm like, blah, blah. He probably had a tantrum. That's what he does. But he said he wanted to make jewellery out of them. And he called the jewellery designer called Theo Fennell. And Theo Fennell was like, yeah, I can help you. Let's do it. And he said it's a big process. So once you get your knees off, you have to bake them to dry them out. And then he says they get raw.
Hang on a second. This is the process to turn them into jewellery.
Yes.
Just in case anybody out there is contemplating knee surgery. That's all. He's talking about something completely different.
Oh, yeah, no, they don't bake
They
your
do
legs.
you what? They bake you.
Yeah, they bake your legs. And then they cut them out.
They have to bake your kneecaps.
They bake your kneecaps and then they get raw like a pumice stone. He says very porous. So that means they have to be painted with acetate and then polished and then they get gold dipped. And he's wearing them around his neck. And he says, he was really proudly says, my doctor says they're the worst knees he'd ever seen.
Wow.
And now he wears them around his neck. So I hope for your sake.
Right. Just out of curiosity, like...
it's mad, isn't it?
How big is your kneecaps?
Well, I don't know. The patella.
That's
Grab
what
it there with your
I'm
hand.
trying to think which, like, how...
Grab it there with your hand.
What are we talking, yeah?
It's big enough. Big medallion.
Yeah. So he wasn't going to go for earrings with them or whatever.
No.
In fairness.
Japers, there'll be some set of earrings. No, they're me knees.
They do feel... Because I would have thought
And then watching them walk away
would
with
they
his
be big
knees.
enough to make ashtrays out of them?
You could. You could definitely make an ashtray out of it, yeah.
You wouldn't get a soup bowl out of it, would you? No, that'd be pushing it a bit.
No, you wouldn't.
You want serious knees for
Jeez, you'd need your knees replaced fairly quick if they were the size of soup bowls.
that. I mean, like, it does beg the question then. I mean...
What else?
What else might be kind of, what else could you kind of hang on to
Make jewellery out of.
and use for future reference?
I know. James, you'd never see a fella...
Like all the bits that are in... there's lots of bits been put into you. Has any bits been taken off you?
Nothing is taken off me, no.
Yeah.
No, nothing's been taken off me. I'll remember it now. In case I ever have to get a kidney out or something. I'll make an old bum bag out of it.
Yeah. An old bean bag or whatever. Just
An old bean bag or a bum.
throw it around.
And what's the handy
Something you could
ones?
throw for the dog.
Yeah, you can get a spleen out, can't you? Do something with that. You can get all these. There's a few bits that are sort of surplus to requirements, isn't there?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll make a
What does that...
bag out of me hair.
do a
or
lot of,
something.
would you say a lot of people hang on to their bits that...
I don't know if you'd be allowed. Elton John is allowed. I don't think most people are allowed to do it.
Yeah.
God forbid if something happened and you had to get a foot off or something. They'd never just say, can I take it home?
Yeah.
They'd be like, no, you can't take it home. What are you going to do with
That's
it?
mine, though.
Here you go, I'm going to make a phone out of it. You surely couldn't be able to do that. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Maybe it is your property and that's the way it is.
Yeah. I'm just curious about like where the rights might lie. You know what I mean? The
rights.
rights to your kneecaps.
Do I have the rights to me kneecaps? Yeah. Well, maybe the replacement. Like you said, if it is a replacement.
Yeah. And the other thing about it is, I suppose your kneecaps. Although turning them into jewellery wasn't the thing I thought of first of all, I have to confess.
I tell you, when Jim dies, I'm going to keep loads of bits off him. Loads of bits.
That's only because you need spares.
You need to sign the rights to the... Yeah.
That's the only thing. That's because most of you is metal now, isn't it? And whatever. And the bits that are original, they're kind of, with the ears and everything.
Imagine that. Jim, will you leave me your knees in the wheel? I'll wear them around my neck, and then if I ever need a replacement, I'll just slot them straight back in.
Straight back in, yeah, exactly.
That's brilliant.
You could do them like, if you were to get them like, if you could get pockets at the front of your knees, like those lads who have those special, because they have to bend down a lot, they have those special reinforced knees in their work trousers.
Like that, yeah.
You could use my set of extra patellas over your own.
Just to stick into me trousers.
Yeah, exactly.
What sort of serial killer weirdness has this turned into now?
GloryDaze. It's the very best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova.
Strange kind of party idea. I mean, there's, all sorts of reasons to have a party.
Yeah.
This is one I didn't see coming.
Admin nights. Wow, what a great night out you could have with your friends. But admin nights are becoming more and more popular. So, if you haven't done your insurance thing, there's a lot of long fingering you've been doing on. You haven't paid maybe property tax, or you haven't done your car insurance, phone around, or whatever it is. You get together with a bunch of friends, and some people are even booking rooms to do this.
Wow.
And they come around together, and they get a couple of drinks even, and they all sit down together and help each other fill out their forms for their admin parties.
That's mad.
Get it all done. Make a social occasion out of it, snacks, music, drinks, the works, crackers and cheese and everything.
Say filling out your taxes if you're if it's drinks too. That'd be interesting, all right.
Wouldn't it?
You just put me down for, I don't know, I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, and here's a go for your trousers from me this year, because I gave you enough last year. Yeah, and that's what it is. And I first read this and I thought, that's a brilliant idea. Because there's people like you and me, and we are the same, who couldn't fill out a form to save our lives.
I hate them, yeah. I hate them.
Like, I couldn't fill out a form
Not
to save
mention,
our lives.
the struggle to understand them. But anyway.
Like, if there wasn't someone to help us, we wouldn't have licenses, passports, tax. We'd be living off the grid. We'd be all living like Jim in a tree up in the woods,
So the idea is that you get people around.
Yeah.
And do they bring their admin, or are they coming around to give you a dig out?
That's the thing. That's what suddenly struck me. There's always one or two in a group who is very good at this.
Right.
And they'll end up carrying the load, won't they?
Right.
They'll end up being the one. So unless they're very enthusiastic about paperwork, it sort of becomes an unfair dynamic where you go, do you want another cup of tea? And they just do it all for you.
Because the weird thing is, it's like, you kind of, in theory, it's like, oh, well, you know about that and I know about this.
Yeah.
But in practice, it's, oh, you know about that and I don't know anything.
And I can't do that. I can't do that.
So...
Yeah. I can only
so
answer.
you have to be careful about which admin parties you attend.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Yeah. Like, it'd be very good if somebody was very good at it and they said, listen, admin party, I'll do the heavy lifting on the admin, you bring the fizzy drinks and the food and the whatever it is and blah blah blah, as a trade-off.
Yeah,
that'd be all
that
right.
you pay for everything.
Yeah.
But honestly, imagine if they were doing it in teams and everything. You turn up and they'd be like, right, Jim, you get Neve, Ruth, you're with Eddie, John, you're with PJ. No, I'm not. I get nothing out of this.
Somebody has to have
him.
Somebody has to have him, John. Yeah, but why does it have to be me?
I don't know why he's after bringing in he's got his communion certs and everything. I need to help him.
All his receipts are all covered in jam and all.
Yeah. Do you remember I went to the accountant, my first accountant, I brought in all my stuff, and he looked at it and he says, I'm not taking you on. And I said, why? And he goes, because I need your business like I need a hole in my head, he said.
Yeah. That's
what he said. I was saying, well, that's a bit rude.
It's like that Simpsons episode where Homer's doing his taxes and he just literally rolls them all up in a ball and fires them in.
Throws them through into the bin.
Yeah.
So it does seem like there's not it wouldn't be maybe the fairest of systems to do these admin parties. But if you're like me, it's a great idea because you just get someone to do your stuff for you. And as everyone knows who listens to the show, I'm a brilliant person at getting people to do all my stuff for me,
Absolutely. And I mean, as you say, one of your great strategies in life has worked very well for you, which is make yourself somebody else's problem.
Always. That is my motto in life. make yourself someone else's problem.
Glory Days. It's the very best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova.
With Merlin Car Auctions. With 2 car auctions weekly, Tuesday and Friday mornings at 10:30. See merlin.ie.
Obviously, yesterday was absolute carnage, and we had loads of people earlier on saying about how long one person, Orla, was stuck. 5.5.
That's
Five and a half hours.
Honestly, that's post-traumatic stress counselling and everything needed after that one, I think.
Exactly. Stuck in our car for that amount of time on the N11 yesterday, right? And look at, obviously you get a lot of sympathy for that, rightly so. People saying, God, that's awful, that's terrible, poor you, and all that sort of stuff. At least, you know, I know it's not much of a bonus, but at least you didn't have to deal with the embarrassment of this lad.
Yes, this poor fella. Yeah, he's a locksmith. He was called out. He specialises in vehicle locks by all accounts. Although I don't know how he manages to make that claim, considering this story. A woman called Hannah, who she called out a locksmith. Harvey Rush is his name. And she called him out.
Harvey Rush.
Good
idea.
And called him out. Her 2004 Nissan Micra. She lost the key, or left the key inside it. Somehow it was locked. I don't really understand how these things work, I'll be quite honest. But she left the key inside it. And she needed to get it fixed. And called the locksmith man. Harvey came along. He says, no problem. Managed to get the window down a little bit. To the point that he could get in. Now, this is where the story gets a bit strange, because he was using a footstool to get in, and he fell through the window. Window didn't break, remains halfway up.
He managed to get his entire body
through a half-open window, yeah. He's not a big lad now.
Okay.
Through a half-open window. But then, they lost a footstool on the other side. Then he realised when he got into the car that the battery was dead and the doors were deadlocked, and he couldn't get out of the car. The key battery was also dead when he got in, and he had to call for help to get him out of the car, the locksmith. He was trapped in the car for hours. He called a customer. He called Hannah and says, is there any chance you could come to my garage and get me out? And she said, no, you have my car. And he was like, right, I don't know what to do, he said.
Oh my God.
And then he said to her, is there anything you can do? Because I took off my jacket to fit through the window and now I don't have it and it's freezing. And she said, I can't. And he says, maybe I'll call my wife, he said. So he called his wife and she turned up and took a photograph of him because, you know, why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, because why
wouldn't you at least laugh at the man in his hour of need?
Yeah, and she took a photograph and a video, and in the video he's saying, please don't do that, I'll look like an idiot. But she says it's actually fair game, she says now, because he couldn't get out of a 2004 Nissan Micra. He could not get out of it.
So this locksmith who specialises in vehicle locks got locked in. And then called the customer that had called him in the first place to help him get out.
Yeah.
And she couldn't do it. And so he had to sit there till his wife came along.
He says he used an airbag to get the window down. I don't know why he couldn't get out. This doesn't make any sense. Like, you can't get locked into a car. She can't.
Well, I wouldn't have thought so.
You cannot.
Unless it's some sort of weird alarm system.
Why didn't he get into the front? You can only child lock the back doors.
Right. I don't understand.
Why didn't he get into the front? You cannot lock yourself inside a car. You can only get locked out.
That's what I would have thought.
But he managed it, yeah.
And anyway, you can't question this bloke because he's an expert.
Yeah, and the best thing is like, you know, after it, you know, they asked him for a statement, and he said, yes, yeah. He goes, I'm still in business if anybody wants to call me. And he gave his phone number.
Glory Days. It's the very best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim on Radio Nova.
One of the things that generally happens, if I'm right on this now, correct me if I'm wrong, PJ, it's normally during that sort of spring term when a lot of those school trips things happen.
Yeah, and
obviously they're not there in the summertime. And you don't really want to go when the weather's terrible.
No.
So that's sort of springtime, is
yeah, and because teachers don't want to be stuck in classrooms with all these crazy young people, you try and plan day trips and all of that. And that got people talking online. They were like, what's the craziest or the most bizarre school trip that you were ever on? Because one person put up, they said that it was just so weird. They went to see a museum, and then on the way home, the teacher goes, now, who wants to see how a supermarket works? And they were like, what? And they stopped stopped off at a Tesco's and she went, right, I'm going to show you how I would do my shopping. And she just did her shopping.
Very educational.
Yeah, and she goes, this is where I would get cabbage. Vegetables are very good, so we'll get one of them. And then we'll go to the meat counter where I'll show you how to buy a pound of sausages. And she just did her shopping and made a school trip out of it.
I love it.
Which is kind of a genius way. And it is educational.
Especially since I assume she got them to carry for her, you know.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Joey, you push the trolley.
Yeah, you push Joey. Harold, you're a big fella. You can carry that. Yeah, be all of that sort of going on. And some of them are just gas, you know. And one fella goes, we were taken to a box factory. And when we were leaving, they gave us all a little cardboard box empty going out the door.
As a memento.
To teach us how it worked. And we were supposed to be fascinated. And as a memento, he goes, it's 30 years ago. And he still has the box. He just couldn't bring himself to throw it out, to remind himself of his bizarre day.
So he holds on to a small empty cardboard box.
Yeah.
As a great memory of his childhood.
As a great memory of his childhood. His school. Wow. Crazy times. Crazy times. And another school trip, they went to a prison. And the headmaster brought them to the prison. And they were having a look around the prison. And he kept doing the whole thing of, don't listen to me now. This is the way you could end up, you know. You know.
Right.
People say school's important. It's not just getting a job, you know. It's staying out of here. Yeah. Wow. Look around, kids. Look around. This could be your future.
Aversion therapy. Well, just kind of like, look, you don't want this, do you? You better behave yourself.
If you listen to me, you'll stay out of here. If you don't listen to me, it's a one-way ticket to the slammer. Don't you know?
Tell you.
It's a weirdly threatening thing to do, you know.
Yeah.
Although I do remember when I was a kid, we were taken on a school trip, and this is true, to a pub in Kildare to see a dead boxer's arm in a box.
Right.
Dan Dempsey, I think his name was Dan Dempsey, and they took us to see.
That sounds familiar. That rings a bell.
To see his arm. There you are. And the teacher had a pint, and
brilliant.
I don't remember anything else about the day. I don't know if we did anything else that day.
Doesn't matter.
But the teacher had a pint.
Always drink responsibly.
There you go. Look at that big long arm. That fella used to punch people in the face. Yeah. And
I
that was a school trip.
Yeah, I do remember being brought to see Oliver Plunkett's head. Remember that?
Yeah.
There used to be Oliver Plunkett's head in was it in Drogheda?
Was it Drogheda in a church?
In a church in Drogheda.
Yeah, and you'd go up and look at his old wrinkled old head.
But yeah, I mean, there was very little of it. You know,
and of course, in Jim's school, they were going, that's you. It was like the kids in the jail. Say, that's you. That'll be you now if you don't listen to me.
Yeah. Well, famously now, we did go to the jail.
That's
to play football.
Actually, they did make you play football.
Yeah.
Although, again, that was punishment for the prisoners because of Jim's school. They were saying, hey, you know, there was prisoners who weren't behaving themselves. They were going, right, you're going to have to play that mad school. Yeah. And they're, don't make us play them.
Tell you think it's bad in here? If you get any worse, we'll send you to the school these a lot from. Jim's
school went in and they were shoplifting. They were robbing all the cigarettes off the prisoners and everything. Giving them wedgies.
Oh, man. Yeah. I think the maddest one I was ever on. Remember I told you that when I was in primary school? They brought us to Shannon Airport.
Yes.
Now that sounds like, going to an airport and everything. Yeah. But like literally that. So we saved.
But the plane just turned around
for weeks. You know what I mean? Like weeks for it. I can't even remember what it was. And it was literally to get on a plane to go to Shannon Airport. We didn't even leave the airport.
But they'd fly you home, did they?
Yeah, into Shannon Airport. And we had, whatever it was, a lunch.
Yeah.
Whatever it would have been. And then got on and flew back. It was really more about the experience of being on an airplane.
Being on a plane. Look at this.
To be fair.
That's again your school. They were going, next time any of you are on a plane, you'll be hijackers. So enjoy this one where you can have the duty free and not get arrested when you get off at the other side.
You've been listening to Glory Days, the best of Radio Nova's Morning Glory with PJ and Jim. Catch the show live weekdays 6 to 10 on FM, online at nova.ie, or on the Nova app.